We also developed some ground rules as a court, where we are requesting that parties and advocates will observe punctuality, the time that is indicated for us to start the proceedings, and the time allocated to them on the screen. We will also, this is an old practice, that we will continue to be respectful of the court, our personnel, and also to respect each other, adhering to the rules of this court. We also are obliged to state that we expect parties to conduct themselves with decorum to preserve the dignity of the court and the proceedings, while bearing in mind the provisions of Section 28 of the Supreme Court Act. We are also reminding ourselves that these are judicial proceedings being conducted in court, and therefore discussing the merits of the case by the parties or counsel outside the court is not permitted. We still have the power under Section 28 of the Supreme Court Act to cite such parties who are in violation of the provision of the law. We also like to remind you that courtesy must be observed at all the time. The court will not tolerate offensive language. We like to repeat about the time allocated due to the time constraints. Once a party has exhausted the allocated time, the microphone will be switched off. We also wish to state that if there is time that is unspent by the council, the time belongs to court, so we will not allow anybody to donate, but revert it to the court for the court to share it out according to the court's generosity or lack of it. Due to the limited timelines, there will be no extension of time, so please let no one ask for extension of time. We are dealing with the submissions that have already been filed. We have been painstakingly reading those submissions. Therefore, we wish parties to just focus on the key issues that they would like to highlight. Parties are therefore urged to focus on the pertinent points of their case to save on time. We always like to remind parties cell phones must be switched off or on silent mode. During the hearing, unnecessary movement or disruption when the court is in session is discouraged. However, parties or counsel or even the bench are however permitted to take health breaks during proceedings as the need may arise without disrupting the continuity of the submissions. And during these individual breaks, the proceedings will proceed. Even if I want to walk out, don't think the proceedings have stopped. They will proceed. The media present, we have already issued the media guidelines that must be observed all the time. Given the immense public interest in the proceedings, we have allowed media houses to run live broadcasts to enable Kenyans to follow the process from any part of the country and even beyond. We urge members of the public to follow the court proceedings from the comfort of their homes or offices through their television and stream broadcasts without the need of coming to court physically. This is particularly informed by the reality that due to the limited space within the court premises, we can only accommodate a limited number of persons to attend the proceedings in person. Consequently, we have restricted physical access to the court premises only to the persons who have been accredited as parties, counsel, or court personnel. We will also urge the counsel, when you're making your submissions, any references made to the material. You can see the voluminous nature of the files. They are still in our chambers. Please, we ask you to specify the bundle and the page that you'll be referring to for ease of reference. If there is any electronic presentation to be made, we would kindly request that it is provided to the registrar of the court 30 minutes before the commencement of the day's hearing. As I have said before, court number 1 has been prepared as a spillover room to accommodate parties and the advocates. We are also reminded by the Ministry of Health to continue reminding ourselves of the COVID-19 protocols and regulations which will apply in the course of the proceedings. We urge parties to cooperate and comply with these directions. I think that is all from the court.